Hey everybody, how's it going? So, first, before we get started on the whole topic, I want to explain where I've been, because I know it's been a few weeks since I've posted anything on this YouTube channel. So, kind of to start out, I'm going to be moving in the next couple of weeks. So I've just been kind of trying to prepare for that. Also, I made affiliate over on Twitch, so I've been kind of grinding pretty hard over there, and if you want to check that out, it's twitch.tv/the MisserSmiffy, okay? And I'll put the link in here and the description and all that fun shit. So yeah, if you would be so kind, if you're into spooky games, go over to my Twitch page, go ahead, shoot me a follow. I'm live Sunday through Thursday from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard until 11 p.m. Eastern Standard. So definitely pop in. We play some spooky games, we have some fun, and yeah, that's about it. But now on to the reason why you clicked on this video. So, just like the thumbnail shows, and just like the title says, from January until now, which is September the 2nd, I've gone from 335 pounds down to 200 pounds even. Now, before I explain how I accomplished that, I do want to let you guys know that I am not a fucking doctor, okay? I don't recommend doing it the way I did it because it's extremely unsafe. Now, I was monitored by my doctor on a pretty regular basis while I was doing this, but I do want to let you guys know the way I did it has had some ramifications on my health, but it's also had some positivity on my health as well. So to kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory, I was a small kid growing up. Never really had a lot of issues with my weight or anything like that. Up to a certain age. I think I was like 10 when things kind of shifted. So I ended up having to start allergy shots, and this was like back in the early 2000s. So I don't know how those allergy shots are today, but back then there were steroids in them, okay? And not the kind of steroids that make you look like Lou Ferrigno or Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? These were the kind of steroids that made you really fucking hungry all the fucking time, and you ate everything that you saw inside. So I went from this little skinny kid that I'm going to show you on the screen that looks like he probably ate glue 24/7, and now I'm going to show you the picture of me when I kind of ballooned up. So from there, my weight kind of fluctuated up and down. My high school weight was like 220, and that was like the best shape I had been in up until this point. And then I went through a lot of things. My dad passed away. I became an alcoholic, and I'm not even gonna try to fucking hide that fact. I was a straight up fucking alcoholic. If you're looking to cut weight, cut your beer down. Like that's one of the biggest things I can tell you. If you are overweight and you're an excessive drinker and your drink of choice is beer, fucking stop it. Because you're not gonna be able to lose weight while you're excessively drinking beer. That was one of my biggest issues. In 2016, I actually managed to go from 310 pounds down to 240. I cut a pretty good bit of weight at that point doing intermittent fasting. And if you guys don't know what that is, intermittent fasting is just where you have a window where you don't take in any calories at all. And then you have a certain amount of time throughout the day, like probably towards the end of the day, where you go ahead and get your calories in. For me, that was extremely beneficial. That was a huge fucking staple of my weight loss at that point. I had taken myself down to 2,000 calories a day, and I would fast for 16 hours a day, and then the last 8 hours of my day, that's when I would get my calories in. And of course, it wasn't like going to Burger King or going to like chow down at like fucking Fazoli's, okay? No, it was nothing like that. You still have to like eat healthy. You still have to like look at what you're taking in and everything. The thing is depression is a motherfucker. So to kind of touch on that portion of it, I was with someone, and she was extremely toxic. My family saw it, my friends saw it, everyone saw it other than me. But I was with her from 2015 until 2018. We did end up getting married and stuff, and then don't get me wrong, I wasn't perfect in the relationship either. I can be a fucking asshole to put up with, especially, you know, if I'm under a lot of stress and everything like that. I thought that she was it. I thought she was like the ride or die. I thought that, you know, that was it. That was my life, and that's pretty much how my life was going to go from now on, and that's just not what happened. We split up, and I hit a downward slope very fucking fast. Soon my 240 pounds went from like 240 to like 270, and before I knew it, I was like 290, and then it just kept on going from there, man. Every single night it was just beer this, beer that. Like, you can look at my past live streams that I've posted up on my YouTube, and I have a beer in my hand. Like, even some of the podcast episodes and some of like the reaction videos that Jim and I did, I had a beer with me. And it wasn't just one tall boy, okay? Like, I would do like 5, 6, 7 tall boys back to back to back to back to back and just not stopping. So yeah, depression is a motherfucker, okay? Let's kind of cut to January of 2022, so this year. My grandmother had gotten very sick. For anyone who knows me, my grandmother was one of my biggest support beams. My grandmother was an amazing person. She believed in me when no one else did. So when we found out that she was going to pass away, that was right around the time that I had decided that I wanted to do my weight loss. I almost gave up on it when we found out that, you know, there was just no saving her. And kind of what kicked me in my ass and made me get back in gear was my doctor. I actually went to go see him, and he asked me how I was doing, and I was telling him like the drinking is at an all-time high. You know, I was smoking a lot of weed, but not actually, like, because in Tennessee weed isn't legal, so it's like Delta 10, but it'll fucking punch you if you're not like a normal smoker, which I wasn't. So my doctor like was pretty much like, dude, you're playing with fire right now. If you don't fucking stop it, you're going to die in your 30s. Which, not a huge fan of that news, you know? So at that point, I had decided that it was time to make a fucking change and make it quick. Enough rambling about my background. I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it and what I did to get there, and it's not a pretty story. Once I got that news that I needed to stop doing what I was doing, that's when I decided, you know, this is definitely something that I need to pursue. So I started looking at different avenues on ways that I could do it. So at the time, I don't know how many calories I was bringing in. I'm guessing it's a lot, because the day of my weigh-in, when my doctor told me that, I was 335 pounds. And when I weighed in, I wasn't wearing jeans or anything super heavy. I took off my shoes. I was wearing gym shorts and like a tank top. So yeah, 335 pounds and very light clothing. I decided, okay, I'm not going to do intermittent fasting because I feel like I'm going to, you know, kind of fall back onto that slope that I was on, and it's just not going to work out. So I decided to cut my calories, like really start tracking my calories and start doing 2,000 calories a day, which that helped. It helped out pretty much instantly. Like the first day that I decided to start that, like I weighed myself that night, which I was 335. Once like the next morning when I woke up, you know, just out of shits and giggles, I knew that I'd only taken in 2,000 calories, and I was wearing a Fitbit at the time that, you know, I don't know how accurate they are, but according to the Fitbit, I was in about a 500 calorie deficit. So I just wanted to see, putting my body back into that kind of shock, what kind of result I would get. So I weighed myself, and overnight I had went from 335 down to like 332, 333. So I had lost a couple of pounds, and that was my motivation right there, is seeing that progress, because I'm a very progress driven person. If I don't see progress in something, I get bored with it and I fucking walk out on it. After I realized I could do this, I set a goal. Okay, it's January, I'm in the 330s. I have a Ren fair that I'm getting ready to go to at that point in April. So I set a goal to get down to 280 pounds by April. Okay, I know that that's crazy fucking weight loss for 4 months, but I've done it before, so I figured I could do it again. For about 2 or 3 weeks, I did the 2,000 calories a day thing, and it was working out. I was losing weight, but not at the speed that I wanted. So I decided, to bump it up to a notch that I shouldn't have. I had decided that until I hit my goal weight, which I'm at my goal weight now, I was going to cut my calories down to 800 calories a day. Not only was I going to do that, but I was going to get in as much cardio as I could. I was going to do weightlifting. I was going to do all this fucking shit, and I did. So kind of fast forward to April, I'm on this crazy fucking 800 calorie a day diet, and I'm actually feeling pretty good. The Ren Fair rolls around, I actually exceeded my goal. I'm down to 275 at that point. I get back from the Ren Fair, and I continue with this cycle, but about a month after the Ren Fair, I started noticing I was getting lightheaded, like very fucking easily. Yeah, it wasn't a fun feeling. So at this point, I'm like maybe 265, 260, somewhere around in there. But I decided just to keep on going with it. I was gonna push myself. I was gonna make myself fucking do this. And at one point, I was walking anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 miles a day. I was really pushing myself. At one point, I was in like 1,000 calorie deficit for like 2 or 3 days in a row. I do not fucking recommend this by any means, especially if you have a heart problem like I do, okay? Also, obviously, if you're a diabetic, this isn't gonna fucking work for you either. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit to June. So by June, I am officially at the 100 pound down mark, okay? I'm like 235, probably even lower than that at this point when this incident that I'm gonna talk about happened. So I was live streaming a game called Oxenfree, and I've since then deleted the VOD for this, so you're not gonna be able to go back and watch it. But in the middle of the live stream, my heart just starts like going nuts. I'm talking like I'm gonna die kind of fucking nuts. Okay, and I'm a hypochondriac anyway, okay? Me freaking out about it made it even worse. So I hurry up, I end the live stream, I run out to the living room, and my mom was here, thankfully, and I was like, you had to take me to the hospital, I can't drive and I don't know what's going on. We get to the hospital, my heart rate is like 140, and my blood pressure was like 179/80 or something like that. Never once did I think that my diet had anything to do with that. They did an EKG on me. I wasn't having a heart attack or anything like that. They diagnosed it as like a severe panic attack, which I have had panic attacks before. So I just kind of wrote it off as that. So at that point, I still didn't up my calories. Okay, so from about February up until June, I had only been getting 800 calories a day in. Sometimes not even that. Sometimes I would really push myself and only do like maybe 500-600 calories. And I would still go out and I would walk like for hours and burn as many calories as I could so I could see a huge result the next day. So a few days later, I'm sitting on my couch and it happens again. So at that point, I'm like, okay, something has got to give. I was rushed back to the hospital. They ran all the same tests and everything came back normal, blah, blah, blah. So I decided at that point that I was going to raise my calories from 800 to 1200. And I was still losing weight, but I was still feeling lightheaded. So I went from 1200 to 1500, and then from 1500 back up to 2000. And that's the highest that I've gotten at this point. But I'm still losing weight, but I'm still getting lightheaded and shit, you know? So I went to my doctor. And so I've kind of, before I go into that, kind of sum something up. Since I was 21, I've been on heart medicine. It's a heart medicine called metoprolol. That is a beta blocker, okay? And to kind of sum up what that does, what metoprolol does, it caps your heart rate at a certain height, you know? Like, it won't let your heart rate get above X amount of BPM. So kind of what was happening was, like, when I would stand up, you know, your blood pressure drops when you stand up, your heart rate increases to compensate for that. So if you're on a beta blocker like metoprolol that caps that heart rate, your heart can't increase quick enough to compensate for that. So you're gonna get lightheaded and you're gonna fucking fall. Okay. So I went back to my doctor and he was like, "Are you still on your heart medication?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And he was like, "Fucking stop it. You're not 335 pounds anymore." At this point, I think I was like 210. And he was like, "You don't need your heart medicine anymore, man. You went from one extreme to another. You know, your BMI is healthy. your blood pressure's back in check. You don't need this beta blocker anymore, so stop taking it. So I did, and it's been a few weeks, and I actually feel fucking great. Now, obviously, all of those are some negative fucking side effects, okay? And once again, I do not recommend you cutting your diet down to 800 calories a day. Don't fucking do it. Learn from my mistakes. Don't fucking do it, okay? If you want to cut your calories, in my opinion, don't go below 1500. Okay, you're still going to lose weight. It's not going to be at the rate you want it, but you're still going to lose weight, especially if you're working out, okay? So the plus side to all of this, for one, I'm sleeping better. Overall, I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. I'm not getting winded when I'm taking a shower, which that was a real thing that I had to deal with. My clothes, like I've completely like transformed like my wardrobe because I had to. I started out in like a size 44 pants. Now I'm down to a 34 pants. I can wear like large, medium shirts. Like it was a huge fucking change. I'm glad I got to the point to where I'm at. There are a few things that I would change. Like for one, I wouldn't go on an 800 calorie fucking diet and you know, feel like I'm dying for a few months. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it. You know, I do not recommend you doing this. I'm not a doctor. If you do decide to do this, that's on you. I do recommend you go see a doctor before you do something like this, just so they can be like, hey, maybe this is safe, or hey, don't fucking do that, which more than likely is going to be the second one. But guys, if you made it this far, thank you. Once again, if you don't mind, follow me over on Twitch. That's where I'm going to be. Come say hey, come follow, you know, trying to build a community, trying to become Twitch partner. Need that 75 average viewers every time I go live. So if you would be so kind as to do that, that would be amazing. If you made it to the end of the video, fucking thank you. And as always, stay fucking awesome, and I'll see you next time.